Justice with Judge Mablean will be life, because in everything we do, it involves the law. You came to court to testify about what you heard, what you saw, and what you know.
She's fair.
I don't have a hearing problem. This ear works good. This one works even better.
She's firm.
I'm not responsible for that ticket, and I'm not going to pay for it.
Who says you're not going to pay for it? I make that decision, not you.
She's honest.
What you have to say?
All I have to
Nothing.
say.
This is Justice with Judge Mablean. Trina Allen is suing theater director Melina Gonzalez in the amount of $5,000. She says the defendant fired her from her dance company because of her race. Ms. Gonzalez claims the plaintiff's physique wasn't fit to represent her troupe, and it had nothing to do with her ethnicity.
In the matter of Trina Allen versus Melina Gonzalez, I understand, Ms. Allen, you are suing Ms. Gonzalez for $5,000 because you were terminated from your job as a ballerina.
That is correct.
Because she didn't like your frame.
She did not.
And other things. Tell me about this.
I'm here suing Ms. Gonzalez because I believe I was wrongfully terminated from the Dance Theater of America. I believe that she fired me from that job based on my race. When I first applied to the Dance Theater of America, Ms. Gonzalez hired me solely based on my experience. All I sent in was my resume and my background dance credentials. I didn't send in a picture or a photo, and she almost immediately called me back and offered me a position.
What was your background?
I've been dancing ever since I could walk. After high school, I was accepted into Juilliard, which is New York's most prestigious school, and I was featured in quite a few of our ballet productions. I did really well at that school, and when I was hired, Ms. Gonzalez actually told me that she spoke to my professor from Juilliard, and my professor gave me rave reviews, and that's what solidified my position in the dance company.
And so then she hired you?
She hired me, and then once, it wasn't until we met in person, after she had already hired me for the position, that she decided I wasn't fit for the part, or I wasn't right for the traditional European ballet.
So she didn't ask you for an audition before she hired you?
No, she did not ask me for an audition.
And is there a reason why, when you sent her your resume and your experience, that you didn't send her a photo?
I did that on purpose because
Why?
I've had previous experience with racism in ballet. Unfortunately, ballet is a very segregated style of dance, and racism still exists in that genre of dance. And
what kind of experiences had you had?
After Juilliard, I applied to several theater companies in New York, and I had received letters back, rejection letters, saying that I didn't have the right musculature or the right body form for traditional European style of dance. And I've also done prestigious dance programs where ballet teachers noticed me because I was African American, and I was an exceptional ballerina in their eyes because I was African American. And I didn't want to be judged based upon that fact, so I did it a little differently. And with the
so
dance,
you did a different type of ballerina?
of submission.
Oh, okay.
That's why I did not include my photo in that submission, because I wanted to be solely based on my talent and my credentials for the position.
And when Ms. Gonzalez called you, she said she thought you were exceptional based upon your resume and your experience.
Mm-hmm. She called me right after and hired me based on my credentials and experience, and told me that after she spoke to my professor at Juilliard and received her review, then it is automatic exception for the position.
That just sealed the deal.
It sealed the deal.
But then?
After that, the first day I arrived at DTOA, Ms. Gonzalez was gone. She was not there the first day. And my witness, Mr. Shipley, he's here, and he was the one who showed me the ropes at the school. He introduced me. We went through dance drills, and he even told me that he loved my form, and he realized why I was a standout at Juilliard. Now, this is Ms. Gonzalez's direct assistant. So once she got there, and I met with her. How long afterwards? It was about a week after. She was in Mexico for about a week. And I had already got acquainted with the school, with the students, and I walked in, and she had asked to see me. I walked in, and as soon as I got in, I could tell she was a little bit shocked. I mean, her eyes got really big, and she
like
had...
mine, like this?
Like that. She had that expression, and after that, it changed, and she was looking at me like, she was accusing me of something that I didn't know that I had done. And so she told me that she wanted me to run through a few dance drills that I had previously ran with her assistant. And she told me she wanted to do this to assess my capabilities and determine where she wanted to place me in the company. And we did that. I was happy to dance for her and finally meet her. But during my performance, she had constant negative commentary about my hands and little things like the way my toes pointed and my posture and just everything about my body. And I didn't understand that.
And did she explain what she was saying?
She did not explain what she was saying.
But then she told you you had to be terminated.
She then sent me a letter. I received a letter from her telling me that after my assessment that my level of dance was not what they were looking for. After that was the entire reason why I was hired in the first place.
Okay. Let me hear from your witness. Please tell me your name.
Hello, I'm Peter Shipley Zavala.
Yes.
I was actually Mrs. Gonzalez's direct assistant and featured dancer of the Dance Theater of America.
Okay. And as her direct assistant, what was your job?
I handled all of the dances. I, of course, assisted her in many lessons. I would even be there when she would do auditions for the dancers to see if who had what it takes and who didn't.
So did you know that she had hired Miss Allen?
Yes.
And did she tell you anything about it before she left?
I did not hear anything from specifics from Miss Allen.
No, Miss Gonzalez.
Oh, from Miss Gonzalez?
Yeah.
I did not hear anything in specifics. I did know I was getting the new roster in, so it would be my duty to take care of them for the week while Miss Gonzalez was away on an emergency.
All right. So while she was away on emergency, did you have her to perform the typical drills that new persons do?
Yes.
And how did you find Miss Allen's dance?
I found her very exceptional.
Miss Gonzalez? Yes. Have a seat, Mr. Shipley Zavala. What do you have to say?
All I have to say is that I have a very, very high standard for my theater or for my dance company, and she just didn't meet it.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Mablean.
I've danced since I was 15 years old. I've danced for
full of it, Miss Gonzalez.
If she was able to dance like Misty Copeland, I would have kept her.
And later,
So you're still not saying I'm a lesbian?
No, I'm trying.
You just want to test?
Yes, Your Honor.
Justice with Judge Mablean. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Trina Allen, who is suing Melina Gonzalez for wrongful termination.
She sent you an application. You spoke to her, her teacher at Juilliard.
Who I respect highly.
No. Right. But if all of those attributes were so important, then why wouldn't you insist upon seeing a video or a picture or something?
Because I trusted his word, and I trusted that he would know what the expectations are for this dance company.
And I'm sure that he did. He's dealt with you before, right?
He has.
And the Dance Theater of America has been around a long time.
It has.
And he's been a teacher at Juilliard a long time.
He has.
So you all have had many dealings together.
He has.
So I'm sure he did know what the attributes were necessary. And the main concern is dance, right?
It is, but it also is frame, and like I said, if you look
So her torso is not long enough. It's too short.
She's not long enough. She's not lean enough.
All you have from this person is a resume and an application. You don't know how tall she is. You don't know how short the frame is, how long it is. You don't know any of that. Why would you not ask to see that or go on to some of her prior performances from Juilliard before you offered her the position?
I should have. And I took the word of her professor and her dance instructors.
Oh, well.
And I exactly. Oh, well. Mm-hmm. And that's why when I saw her and I met her and I recognized her frame and I realized that this is not going to work. I've danced since I was 15 years old. I've danced for Baryshnikov.
Gonzalez.
If she was able to dance like Misty Copeland, I would have kept her. But she doesn't.
You respect the professor from Juilliard, but you don't respect your direct assistant who said he saw her dance and that she danced well and she met all your standards and her dance was exceptional. Are you telling him he's a liar and he doesn't know how to assess?
Maybe,
he's short. He's not tall.
Maybe I misjudged his ability to
But
take
look at his
control of my
size.
class.
He's not tall. He doesn't have a long torso.
He doesn't have to be. He's a male dancer.
I bet you he can lift her because he's qualified and knows how to lift. Lifting is not just size,
Then by all means,
it's
let that
also
be a
skill.
part of the witness. Let that be a part of
I
their
don't have
evidence.
to, because you offered her the job.
I shouldn't have.
And you took it, too bad. You did, and you're going to give it back to her. You're going to give the job back and the $5,000. And fire again, if you want to. And then the lawsuit's going to be even higher. Because all this is pure racism. Pure and simple. He says she dances well, and she meets the standard of all your dancers. Exceptional. The teacher at Juilliard standards are just as high or higher than the Dance Theater of America. Are you crazy?
I went there.
Judgment for the plaintiff.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $5,000 and give Ms. Allen back her job.
Now that I'm officially back at DTOA, I hope that our relationship could be based on talent and not race.
It was never about race.
Coming up.
So you're still not saying I'm a lesbian?
No, I'm trying.
You just want to test?
Yes, Your Honor.
Justice with Judge Mablean. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. Gloria Gomez is suing professional matchmaker Martin Herrera in the amount of $1,500. She says she paid for the defendant's service but ended up going home empty-handed. Mr. Herrera claims the plaintiff didn't follow his instructions and only has herself to blame for her lack of success in the dating pool.
This is the matter of Gloria Gomez suing Mr. Martin Herrera for the failed matchmaking. And you want him to refund you the cost of $1,500 that you paid him for his matchmaking services. All right, what happened, Ms. Gomez?
Your Honor, I was married for 25 years, and I have 2 children. And I realized that it's time that I come out of the closet since I got divorced from my husband, and I would like to try something new. So in the process...
Come out of the closet and do what?
And try to date women instead of another man.
So in other words, now you realize that you prefer women over men.
Yes, Your Honor.
Which has always been your preference, but you hid behind it.
Perhaps, but I didn't know that then.
Okay, but now you know.
I thought I'd give it a try. And
oh, you just want to give it a try?
Well, as a...
You're
yes,
trying to
Your
test
Honor.
something?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you're still not saying I'm a lesbian?
No, I'm trying.
You just want to test?
Yes, Your Honor.
And why you want to test?
Because the first, it didn't work. My husband and I did not get along, and I realized it's because maybe I was sleeping in the closet, so I thought I'd come out of the closet.
Okay.
And
so have you sought any professional help over this?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor. I was sharing it with my friends at work, and they told me that they found a matchmaker, a dating service, and I thought I'd give it a try, and I'd call the person. So I called him, Mr. Herrera.
Well, but wait a minute. You have 2 children and an ex-husband, and you're just going to try something and test it out regardless of what impact it may have on your children?
They're adults, Your Honor, and they're off on their way. They're in college, so I'm all alone now.
Okay. So you
So-
called Mr. Herrera based upon referral from your friends?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
And they were very pleased with Mr. Herrera, and at first I thought he was going to work out for me too. He assured me that he would find me a match, and I trusted him. I gave him $1,500, Your Honor, and he assured me that if it didn't work out on the first date, that he would find another date. And unfortunately, the first date didn't work out, and it wasn't my fault that...
What happened on the first date?
Your Honor, the woman, she had a stomach ache. She wasn't feeling very good to begin with. So when she got up to go to the ladies' room, she didn't come back.
And she didn't tell you why?
No. And so I didn't know, and I called Mr. Herrera. I was sitting there waiting, humiliated, all by myself, and I didn't have, my date go out with me. She must have escaped from the back room, and I thought she was sick because she was telling me she was sick prior. So I thought she just took off, and she didn't want to say goodbye. So I called him, and I said I wasn't pleased, so he got me another date. The second date, everything was going fine. We were both getting along, and when I went in for a kiss, it seemed like it was working, and then suddenly she just threw some alcohol on me, her drink in her hand.
When you tried to kiss her?
Well, she
So you
kissed,
thought you had moved to that level?
yes, Your Honor, but she kissed me back. It was fine.
Okay.
But then we got bumped, and I think everything got misconstrued because somebody else bumped her, and she accused me of groping her, and I didn't.
Oh, groping her.
Somebody else did that, not me.
Coming up,
Understands the challenge of finding true love in a sea of singles.
He's an opportunist.
It doesn't offer you anything.
you're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Gloria Gomez, who is suing Martin Herrera for breach of contract.
Do you have a contract that they signed?
No. I have no contract. It's
You
a
don't promise
referral
them
basis.
anything? It's all oral?
Oh, ma'am, I have a policy actually right here if you'd like to see it. I have no contract, but I do have a written policy.
You have your policy, but no contract, and you don't promise them anything?
Have you seen the movie Hitch?
Nope.
Well, Will Smith in the movie is pretty much what I do. He doesn't have any contracts with clients. It's referral basis, and it's very confidential.
So you're trying to do what Will Smith did in the movie?
I do what Will Smith did in the movie, and it works pretty well. It's very discreet, confidential, so I don't do contracts.
You're on.
Because understands the challenge of finding true love in a sea of singles.
He
We go
assured me that
beyond
he'd
helping
find
you
me a
find.
date.
Hi, I'm trying to read this. Do you see me?
He's an opportunist.
It doesn't offer you anything. This is a bunch of just verbiage.
He said he
We
assured me a date.
understand the challenge of finding true love in a sea of singles. Our matchmaking and dating coaching services go beyond helping you find that special someone.
That's right.
We give you the tools to ensure your relationship starts strong, stays solid, and blossoms.
And
So
he
what
advised
tools did you give her
Right.
to start strong, stay strong, solid, and blossom?
I actually gave her plenty of good advice on what to do.
Okay, so what
I mean,
advice did you give her?
I told her, be an assertive person, be confident, be who you are. But, I mean,
I could say that. Anybody in that audience could say that.
Judge Mablean's verdict when Justice with Judge Mablean returns. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
You don't have any rules here. You don't say don't do X, Y, and Z. You don't say, but if I get something that tells me that you did something illegal or inappropriate or whatever.
That's
no,
not contract.
You have nothing here but your promise to help you find that special someone to give you the tools to ensure your relationship starts strong, stays solid, and blossoms.
That's right.
Now, I need you to help her find a relationship that starts strong, stays solid, and blossoms. And if it takes you another 2 years, 3 years, you got to do it. Looks like you've met your match. So now match make your match. Judgment for the plaintiff.
all rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $1,500.
I'm glad that Judge Mablean ruled in my favor. Now I can continue my chance in love.
I'm sorry the program didn't work for you. You either have it or you don't.
This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.